Hello, Capricorn. This is your June monthly love reading. Um, the cards are already laid out because I shuffled for a really long time. So I'll stop putting that in the videos because I know you don't want to watch me do that. This is your partner's energy. This is your energy and the energy of the relationship. Let me say that these cards do not have inherent meanings. They're interpreted through the spirit, which is the way that I prefer to operate as an intuitive. So you won't hear me say what these cards mean during the reading because they don't have a meaning. They're just whatever I'm interpreting them as and whatever I'm seeing. And when I say partner, it doesn't have to be a committed relationship. It's whoever you're thinking about as you're watching this video. Yeah. Let's get going. The overall energy is heartache and loss. And your partner's energy, I know you can see these cards better, but these are a little further away, so I'm going to hold them up. Conflict and defeat. Suffering in silence. Rejoice in celebration. Now, what I'm gathering for your partner is that they're feeling like a new beginning is impossible. You know, they're feeling defeated. In their mind, they've really started to believe that they're kind of giving up hope on anything being possible, and that, you know, change with you is just not going to happen, and they're starting to believe that. And they're suffering in silence, feeling that they're never going to get the support and the peace from you that they're wanting. They, you know, it's not that they want peace from you, but I mean peace within the relationship. I'm seeing that they really desire things to be really peaceful and harmonious with you. And they're suffering when it's not. Mentally, this takes a really big toll on them. Everything that they're going through with you, I'm not sure you're realizing the impact that it's having on them, but it's having a major impact on them mentally. They're really, really suffering and hurting. And towards the end of the month, though, I'm seeing that they're rejoicing, and because they're believing that something, it might be possible again. So it's like in the beginning of the month, they have no hope. And then at the end of the month, they're starting to think that there might be hope, and they're so happy. They're overjoyed that there might actually be hope. I'm getting that this is someone who really loves you, you know, that really, you might matter to them a little more than you're aware of. Because what I can tell you is when a person is having this kind of turmoil about a relationship, they can behave in ways that don't show how they really feel. It's just coming from the pain. So they can act in ways that isn't really who they are. It's just that they may not have the skills and, you know, the emotional intelligence to be able to handle that kind of turmoil. They just feel totally defeated in the relationship. Like they want it, but they don't know what they can do. And they're just kind of starting to believe it's not possible. Now, what I'm getting from you here at the beginning of the month is that you're starting to think that maybe you can help them, that maybe you can support them more than you have been. And before, it's like you felt that wasn't possible. You felt that you couldn't do that. For some reason, you felt that you couldn't give them the support you wanted to. And now you're realizing that you really could. That it's your choice and you're free to do that if you want to. You're not trapped from being able to do that. You're deciding not to do that. You're deciding whether to support them more or not. And towards the middle of the month, you're coming into an awareness that anything is possible. It's like before you kind of thought maybe it was impossible. You couldn't ever give them what they wanted from you. You could never be what they needed you to be. You could never give them the type of support or whatever it was that they were wanting from you. And you're starting to realize that anything is possible. And as you realize that, you come into having the strength to finally take the next step. To finally do something. And taking action, because I'm sensing before you weren't taking any action because of all of the things you felt you couldn't do. You felt trapped in not being able. It's something like there, the energy I'm picking up on feels like you felt like a barrier, like there was a blockage you couldn't get through. And that was all in your mind. And it's like you're coming to an awareness now that it wasn't that you couldn't do this. You chose not to. You could give them the support that they needed and the help that they needed. And as you're realizing that, now you feel strong enough towards the end of the month to actually act on that. And see what I'm seeing here, this is playing out a certain way. Because you couldn't you felt you couldn't support them or help them or be what they needed from you or wanted from you. And that caused them to feel so defeated within this relationship that they started to give up hope. They gave up hope directly related to you feeling like you couldn't give them whatever it was for whatever reason. And so after that, after they gave up hope, they really began to suffer so much inside at feeling like they had to let go of you and like they could never have from you what they wanted because they saw that you were choosing not to give it to them. So that's what made them feel hopeless about it, because it's like if they keep choosing not to give it to you, what can they do about that? How can they change the fact that you're making a decision to not support them, to not be there? You're making that decision. You, in your mind, there's a reason and you're trapped in some way and you can't do it. But in their mind, they know you could. They can see that you were free to do that. But in your mind, you didn't understand that. You had a blockage in your mind where you couldn't see that. So they saw it though. And so then it hurt them so deeply that you were making that decision, and they gave up hope, and it hurt them inside. Because they felt like they had to do that. But in a part of them, there was a small part of them inside that didn't want to let go, that didn't want to totally give up. They didn't want to totally give up. That's what was making them suffer. That's why they were suffering so bad. And this is in the middle of the month. They're suffering really bad with it because they gave up hope. And they, in the beginning of the month, they're totally void of hope. They're done. But then in the middle of the month, it's paining them. It's hurting them because they can't stop, wanting to hope. And then you come into awareness that you're free in a way that you didn't realize you were. Because freedom is in the mind. And anytime we're feeling trapped and we're not feeling free, there's something we're thinking that's keeping us from feeling the way, the way things are in actuality. It's always about choices. And so as you're coming into this awareness and you're having the spiritual strength to take the next step and actually take action and do something, they are over the moon about that. They are celebrating that. That helps them to feel, so you have no idea the amount of joy that it would bring to them for you to take the next step. For you to choose, for you to, go in a new direction, have the strength to take the next step. To get out of all of this trapped fear and all of that and step into your strength and the truth and your spiritual strength. And they're feeling like their hope is born again. At the end of the month, their hope is like totally renewed and born again. And the overall energy crowning you is light. They're contributing partnerships and alliances, and you're contributing throat chakra. Now, what this is telling me is that through this process, you both see the light. They begin to see that there is hope, and you begin to see that you're really not trapped. You could choose to support them. You could choose to be there. You could choose in some capacity to be there. Whatever the capacity is, you're not prohibited from being there. And anything is possible. It truly is. No matter what is going on, anything is possible. So you're both seeing the light. But as you're seeing the light, what this new light is doing, they're reaching out their hand to you. They want a partnership and an alliance with you. They want to bond with you. They want to come closer with you. For some of you, it's that they want a deeper friendship with you. And then this is coming together as you are talking more and communicating your feelings, communicating your awareness, your truth, communicating the next step you want to take. For you, the biggest thing is for you to communicate in truth. And as you communicate in truth, their arms are open to you. Their arms are wide open to you. So even though the overall energy is heartache and loss, what I'm seeing from that is that the heartache and loss is because of the way both of you are thinking. They gave up hope and they're feeling like it's not possible, and that's causing them to suffer greatly. And they're feeling a loss, like when you weren't choosing to be there and because you felt like you couldn't, then they felt the loss of that. They felt like they lost you, and it was a tremendous heartbreak for them. And then it seems like you were feeling heartache and loss over this trapped fear in your mind. See, it was all in both of your minds. So they couldn't see that you felt like you couldn't for some reason. They just saw that you didn't want to, that you were choosing not to, because they can see that you were free where you thought you were trapped. So, and for you, you were experiencing heartache behind feeling like you couldn't go for what you wanted, or you couldn't be what you wanted to be to them. And that, everything, it was impossible. Maybe it wasn't possible for you to ever, measure up and be what they needed you to be, or to give that to them. All of these restrictions in your mind, it was in your mind. And that was hurting you, that you couldn't be that. And you couldn't give that to them. But it was all in both of your heads all along. All you had to do was choose. You could give that to them at any moment because their arms are open to you. So it looks like, though, for the month of June, that you're seeing the light. Both of you are going to see the light. And the light, all of this that's going on between you two, is for the truth of this relationship to come forth. The light of the relationship to come forth. Of what's really going on here. Now I'm going to pull a last word of advice from the Romance Angels Oracle deck by Doreen Virtue. And this is going to give us our, last bit of advice for this situation for the month. And let me say, for the singles that are looking at the videos, you can benefit from these videos too, because even though you don't have someone to bounce these issues off of, you can still have the collective, some of the collective issues that are playing out between your astrological sign. So those issues you won't be bouncing them off and going through them with a partner. But these very issues could be keeping you from the love you need. So you want to look at this and look at, do you have these kinds of issues, and do you tend to do these things in relationships? And that will really help you to attract the love that you desire in your life. So keep that in mind. But for Capricorn, it's about the light for the month of June. It's about the light. Coming to the light. Now, let's get this last card. How give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. Let the church say amen. This goes perfectly with what I'm saying here. Give it a chance. They need to give it, really you even more than them, because I'm seeing that they were open for it. But the way you felt that you couldn't kind of shut down all of their believing that there was a possibility. So this is a word of advice for you. Give your relationship a chance. Know that you can choose. You can choose. Anything is possible. Stop putting limits and restrictions on yourself about what is possible. Anything is possible. This is a vast universe with so much. There's so much here. Anything is possible. Work on it. Go and talk to them. Tell the truth. Speak your truth. Speak from your heart. Have the courage to take that next step. Have the courage to take action and do something. Because all this time with this stuff in your mind, you were blocked from doing that. So you weren't giving this a chance. Give it a chance. So that's your reading for the month of June, Capricorn. I hope you enjoyed it. If it did not resonate with you, I'm sorry. And please understand that there's so many people and so many energies. Sometimes they won't resonate with every single person. So check out your moon and rising signs, which I recommend you do either way, because they will really break things down for you if you watch all three. It will really help you. And if you would like for me to look at your personal situation, I can get much more, this is a general reading. I can do much more on a personal reading. So be sure to, check out the link in the description box below and book a reading with me. I would love to read for you. And I read on anything, whether it is decisions that you have to make and what will happen with either choice, if you go either way, what the outcome will be. I do even medical readings where I look at root causes of illnesses and what you can do energetically to improve a medical condition that you may be suffering from. So I truly read on anything. So don't hesitate if you have anything in your life that you're looking for some guidance and deeper understanding on, to book a reading with me. If this was beneficial to you, please, please, please go right now to the little thumbs up button and give me a thumbs up, please. And subscribe if you haven't. I'd love to have you as a subscriber. You'll get notified when I upload new videos. But I just want to say thank you guys so much for your views, for all the love and support, all the comments. You guys are so amazing. You truly are. And I just want you to know that I love and appreciate you. So that's your reading for the month of June, Capricorn. I wish you nothing but the best. And I'll see you in July. Bye-bye.